What up, what up, what up, what up? It is another edition of the She-Hulk Roundtable. God be with us. Give us strength to get through this. As you can see, I'm rolling 30 minutes early. I hope everybody got that that notification. I
Mhm.
didn't see no need to hold it 30 minutes later because now I can at least get to see House of the Dragon on time versus trying to catch up. But what's going on with y'all, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good,
Doing
man.
good. About you?
Doing
Hey, it's been a crazy day, man. I had one case.
all right.
Had watching these football games, man. Trying to jump to keep the scores, and um, I'm fortunate enough to get Roku TV where I can just watch every game and jump to games, man. I'm like, oh, this is kind of work, but it's fun work,
Mhm.
so had no problem with it. Right now, whew, I picked her like a steak, sloppy, wet shit sandwich. I mean, oh my god.
Damn.
So
Who won
yeah,
last year, Danny?
I don't know who did win.
Oh,
Was it
you don't
you?
remember who? Yeah, you don't remember who won last year?
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm just saying. So it may have started off bad, but I usually end up, winning at the end. So I ain't worried.
Yeah. Okay. Um. She-Hulk episode 5. I will say, starting us off, that, and I said last week that if this episode was not better, I would not be doing this anymore on Sundays for the next completion of this series. Well, if I'm honest, this episode was slightly better to me than last week's episode. Not by much, not nothing to write home about and say, "Wow, Mom, I found this great show I'm gonna watch." But it was slightly better. It made me chuckle in a couple of places. But the other one made me pretty pissed off. Just thinking about it makes me a little hot. But this show, I don't. I've come to the realization what people are saying. This is a comedy. I didn't think it would be a comedy. But I guess they're sticking to their guns on that. So it is what it is. So
Yeah,
we go.
I don't mind it being a comedy, but man, it's not even fucking funny.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's
Humor
different.
subjective though, but
Exactly, because there's
yeah.
some comedians that we
Mhm.
bust a gut on, and some people be like, what did you say? I am not getting the joke." So I guess this is one of those shows where there's a selective uh, demographic that finds this funny. I'm not picking, but Shifty finds this show amazing. Now he did send to me, and I'm going to read this. Yeah, because at first I thought he was fucking with me. But
So he's serious when he says it.
yeah, he says. Uh, he sent me this Thursday at 5:11 a.m. in the morning. He
Damn.
said, "Don't even bother wasting your time with this She-Hulk. I don't even like it. LOL." So when I woke up at 7 and read it, I say, "You for real or you fuck with me?" He said, "Nah, it's trash." And Marvel even put out a character poster for Daredevil yesterday, making some think that he be in the episode, but guess what? He's not. So I'm like, okay, maybe wonders. Maybe there's such thing as miracle because I did not think that he would not say it about it unless he's truly fucking with me. But based on that, he didn't sound like he was fucking with me. So and he's not
Yeah,
here, so we'll see. But
I don't think it was.
overall, what are your overall thoughts on this? We'll start off with you, Anzo. What's your overall
Overall
thought
thoughts, doo
on
doo,
this episode?
caca, garbage. I hated it. It was dumb.
Are you playing this now as we're talking?
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm getting my ass beat. But yeah, I hated it. I did not like this episode at all, and it just goes along the lines of the whole series. Like what's the point? Like, what is the point of the series so far? Where's the bad guys? You know what I mean? What are we doing? I don't like it.
Okay.
Caca.
Gaiskar, what are your overall thoughts on this, sir?
Honestly, if it wasn't for the roundtable, and
Facts.
I wouldn't be watching it anymore.
Facts.
I wouldn't be watching it anymore. Man. I don't know if you caught that, Danny.
I didn't
You
catch.
said?
I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
I said if it wasn't for this roundtable, I wouldn't be watching it.
Brother, we are on the same page with that.
I would check out because it's like Anzel said, like, what's the whole point? Where's this going? That's the only thing that keeps me want to watch it is like, I'm curious to see what direction they're going. You know, it's a comedy that's not that funny, but like you said, it's subjective, but come on, man. Not even the fashion guy dude was funny. Her fashion humor there.
Like I said, there was a couple things. Me and I was talking about this earlier before coming on, and I thought that some parts were funny, especially with the part I think Anza was saying when she said something about Shrek.
That's the only thing I laughed at. Yeah, she's a
the
nice suit, Shrek.
Yeah, in the way that they were acting, the guy making the suits, he acting all RuPaul and shit. I kind of choked at that. I was like, okay, here we go. But I'm with you. If I hadn't obligated myself to doing this roundtable, I pretty wouldn't do it. And I don't like to be called a quitter, so I'm gonna retract what I said last week, and it's gonna grind and get through this shit. Thank God it's only 4 more episodes, but I promise you, it might be a minute before I do another one. I am gonna call Black Adam. I'm calling that right now. Black Adam review, whatever you want to call it. So that's the only one I'm gonna stick my neck out on. The rest of them, I'll wait patiently in the cut. But we got a special guest on the show today, Mr. Shaun Stackhouse. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. Sorry I'm a little late, but I'm happy to be here.
All right, no problem. What's up, Mr. Knight? Chris Knight, are you in the building? All right, we give you Shaun. What's your overall thoughts on this episode?
Sorry, guys.
It's not the see. She-Hulk is a mixed bag of a lot of things. You know, I want to like it. I really do want to like it. I find the actress likable, but yeah, it's just the first few episodes I could get behind, but the last few episodes have been kind of weak. And like you said, 4 episodes left. This series, I think they could have probably just done maybe like a 4-episode arc and just been totally done with it.
I got you. All right. Mr. Knight.
Sorry. Okay. This is what? Likes or dislikes? What are we doing first?
No,
or overall?
overall.
Overall. No, sorry. Just trying to figure all of the.
Same format each week, bro.
Last week we switched. You started with dislikes first. See, I pay attention.
I'll give you that.
You got you, Danny.
You got me.
2.
I'm big enough to say when I'm wrong. I don't make some bullshit excuse. I'm saying, okay, you're right.
Tyreek Hill.
What? No, that's luck, and that's listen. 3/4.
Continue on with the overall.
All right. 2 words. 2 seconds, and you'll find out what that means later. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Chris is very vague.
Your overall thoughts of the show was 2 seconds.
Yep.
Absolutely. I know exactly what 2 seconds you're talking about now.
Mm-hmm. Was that your attention span when it came to the episode?
No, your attention span Daredevil. On anything isn't even that.
I know.
So,
okay, kids.
All right,
we're on the adult show today. All right, we're gonna go with. Go ahead.
All right. Oh, I mean that was just a legit question for Chris because I know some things are
he knows nothing
of certain qualities.
Sorry,
that, Chris does not like.
Just ignore the little child and
no. I'm being serious. I know there are certain things where like you can just check out if it's not like, if it doesn't
anymore.
If it doesn't check a few boxes, like within maybe the first 20 minutes or so.
Rarely anymore.
Well,
I will
I mean,
subject
yeah.
myself to the torture of just about
Too old for this shit.
anything.
For real.
All right, we're gonna go with what are your overall what are your likes, if any, Gaiskar?
The overall like was the tease of the Daredevil uniform and that was it.
All right. There's one thing you like about the show was the Easter egg with the Daredevil helmet.
Yeah.
Okay. Anzo, what are your likes, sir?
The Shrek joke and the tease. But you see now we have an issue because I heard that this Daredevil is not the same freaking Daredevil. It's not the same one that's in the Netflix series.
Nope.
It's gonna be like some watered down bullshit. I don't want to see that shit. So
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a whole new beginning.
that's all. That's all I liked about it was the Shrek joke in that.
Well, you know it's going to be different because in the series, the Kingpin, the same guy that made the Kingpin suit that was bulletproof and all that other kind of shit, made his suit. He's like slightly mentally he had some kind of mental issues. Not sure exactly what it was, but on here they make it look like the guy, the designer, the diva, is making the suit. So that's a glaring difference right there. So we'll see. It may be watered down, like you said. I hope not, but maybe Charlie Cox can still breathe some life into Daredevil and Matt
Hope so.
Murdock. But anyway, Chris Knight, what are your likes, if any?
Your microphone, Chris.
Muted.
So the Daredevil.
Mic's off.
Um,
Your mic.
Yeah, smack it again.
Your mic. Yeah, it's going in and out.
All right. Well, I'll be
There
back.
you go.
There you go.
There you go, and he's gone.
All right. Okay, Shaun, what are your likes, if any?
I'm kind of the same. It was really the whole Daredevil tease. I like the fact that they are bringing back Charlie Cox because I mean the Netflix Daredevil series was amazing, but I am afraid that they're going to water it down because if you go back to like that, I think the first or second episode, that hallway scene where he was just like busting everybody's knees and arms and stuff like that. I just don't think Disney's gonna let them do that. But it's Charlie Cox in the world of She-Hulk. I don't know what the plans for She-Hulk moving forward is or are, but I would really like to see Charlie Cox go up against her in some sort of like a court case. That would be interesting.
That would be. Okay. Chris, let's try it again. What did you like, if anything, about this episode?
Microphone.
My microphone's dead.
No, you know,
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
So it's
Microphone.
Yeah, your microphone. It is finally justice that's preventing him from talking too
And
fucking
nobody
long.
wants to hear the shit Chris gotta say, not even his microphone.
That's
Yep.
Cosmos is saying no. We're not listening to that ego shit anymore. Okay, we're gonna run to the next one. What didn't you like? Oh, I know it's gonna take a while. Start with you, Anzo. What didn't you like, bro?
Everything. I did not like anything in this episode. I didn't think it was funny at all. It was basically a court case about her wanting to keep the name She-Hulk. Useless. Like, what was the point of this episode? Where how many episodes into this series now, and we don't even know who the bad guy is, what the conflict is, nothing. I get it. If you're trying to be a comedy, that's fine. But this is She-Hulk, a superhero show, and we don't get no superhero shit. You know what I mean? It's just dragging on, dragging on. To me, it seems like it's trying to be a sitcom, right? And it's not a funny sitcom. That's the problem. Like, there's nothing in this that makes you laugh. The only thing I laughed at was when she called her Shrek. You said you laughed at the designer guy. I didn't think he was funny at all. It was just one of them regular tropes, this designer guy. No, 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 I'm too good for you. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, then I can do it. It was just dumb. Like I'm seriously, if it wasn't for this roundtable, I would have checked out. And I haven't checked out or even wanted to check out of any Marvel shows until now.
Okay. Before we go on, I'm gonna go ahead and say what I did like about it. I always like She-Hulk when she breaks the fourth wall, talks to us. Always like that. I did like the Easter egg with Daredevil's helmet. Even though it didn't look complete, it didn't look red to me. It looked like it was maybe whitish or light pinkish or something. I don't know whether it was fully completed. But seeing that did make me chuckle and say, okay, that's a pretty cool Easter egg. And it looked the same helmet as we saw in the Netflix series. I don't think they're going to change the uniform, so to speak. I'm hearing rumors that it's going to be the yellow uniform like it was in one of the books. I hope not. I prefer the red uniform, even the black that he wore partially before he got the red uniform. I like that. I don't like the yellow one at all. What's up, K Dots? I appreciate it. Like I said, me and Alzo both agreed the joke when she called little girl Shrek. I think Titanium, her character is really not needed. It should be more fighting than fighting in the courtroom. I thought that was pretty stupid. Trying to transition into what I didn't like. But before we go any further, Chris, what did you like, if anything? If you
Just the
okay.
just the Daredevil stuff. Just that 2 seconds. And I mean, and I will admit, it, I liked and I disliked how they won the court case, because the biggest problem with it is that she should have figured that out like right off the bat. That shouldn't have even been a question. She'd been through all those dates. It's like that's a whole like
Microphone.
Microphone went up.
I got it.
All right.
But I mean, the way she won it made sense, and she had the character development for something like that. She had to take a lot. It takes a lot for a person to deal with that to win a case, but that's how you would win a case like that. So, that was kind of nice. I liked that. I would have much preferred it'd been somebody like Charlie Cox who would have shown up first to represent her, something like that. And then at the end, we see that the reason why we haven't seen him as Daredevil yet in this is because the guy's making his costume or something, whatever. I mean, but we'll see.
Which is weird because he showed up in Multiverse of Madness, right? I mean, not as Daredevil. He was Matt Murdock.
No, he showed up in No Way Home.
Spider-Man.
No Way Home.
Spider-Man.
That's it. Yeah. But yeah.
So if that's their introduction within the MCU, and maybe he isn't Daredevil yet, or he's working towards it. That's the question. We don't know how they're gonna reinsert these characters that were already established in another version. That even though it was Marvel, but it was Netflix's stuff.
The fact that we saw this guy with making the helmet for him, then they retcon Netflix more or less because he got his
Danny,
uniform.
I'm sorry.
I was say he got his uniform a totally different way in the Netflix series, so they have essentially retconning portions of the Netflix Daredevil.
It makes no sense to me that why Disney paid to pull the Netflix series off of Netflix and put it onto Disney Plus if they were going to just use the same actors but retcon everything. That's weird to me.
They want to MCU-ify it, for lack of a better term. So what they're gonna do?
Yeah,
They're
you're
gonna
right.
they're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be kind of like how the Incredible Hulk was. It was not a complete restart. They acknowledge a lot of things in there. You get the feel they're acknowledging the Hulk, the movie, the Hulk, and because of that, I think they'll do the same thing. They may acknowledge some of the stuff that went on within that show, but not everything. But we'll find out. I mean, I am worried about what they might do with that, but we'll see.
For real.
All right. LB says how they retconning. He hasn't pulled up.
Well, I mean, if you think about Daredevil, the violence in the Daredevil Netflix series, even like Jessica Jones and things like that. I mean, even though Disney Plus has now instituted that thing where you can like make your profile like adult profile where you can see like the the rated R stuff or what have you. If you think that they're going to keep Daredevil as violent as the Netflix series, I think that would be great, but I really maybe 5-6 years ago they would have done that. But the way like phase 4 has gone, I just they're more silly and lighthearted. I don't see this being the same Daredevil.
Okay, to answer his question, how they retconning, because if you watch the Netflix series, the same man that made the Kingpin suits that protected him is the same person that Daredevil was able to find and get him to make the Daredevil uniform. And this, in the MCU universe, the gay guy or the fashion designer or the suit maker, whatever he is making
metrosexual,
whatever he is. I mean, I don't care what he is. So that's how they retconning it, because he was Daredevil's suit, the way he got it was already established, and he was already Daredevil. Now they're doing a whole new process, kind of like how they did the Kingpin. If you watch the Netflix Kingpin, Daredevil defeated him at the end, and he was sent off to prison. Now he's out, and he's out and about and doing whatever he want to do, and still being a badass. So
the guy who did the suits in Netflix, sorry to cut you off, got killed, didn't he?
Yeah, but he still made the suit. I'm saying Kingpin
but
killed him after he found
maybe it's
out.
not a retcon. Maybe it's this. He's going because he needs a new suit, and he's going through this guy.
Yeah, but it was nothing.
Oh, so yeah. Maybe his former suit got like trashed because I mean he took a lot of beatings, so maybe he just needs a new suit. Yeah, I could see that.
Well, we're gonna have to see.
That may be.
Go ahead.
That may be true by the suits, but I don't remember his suits get tore. I remember he went back to his roots and wore the black suit and put on those ropes around his fist, because I think the last time him and Kingpin met, Kingpin got the better of him when he was not in the suit. If memory serves me, Kingpin whipped his ass pretty brutally in prison, and so he kind of lost some of his confidence. And then when he was getting his mojo back, he didn't bother to put on a suit. He went back to his old basic stuff and was able to defeat the Kingpin that way. Plus, Bullseye stole his suit, if I'm not mistaken, and was wearing his suit, impersonating him.
But also, we'll have to, I mean, we don't have any answers until they restart that series. And we see exactly, do they continue where they were, or do they start from scratch?
Isn't it going to be called Echo or something?
Echo's the next.
That's a different series.
Yeah, that's a different series. That's going to be the one about the chick in Hawkeye that was going up, and that's why they added Kingpin in it. Is that they will be partially in that? But I think didn't they announce a new Daredevil series?
Yes, I believe they did.
Born Again.
Of it.
That's right, Born Again. Yeah.
So it could be a continuation.
Yeah, and that one is. I'm hearing that the suit's supposed to be yellow, like it was in one of the early editions of. In this one, what y'all say makes sense now. I'm thinking about it, because in the Netflix Daredevil, Bullseye stole his suit and impersonated him. So maybe he's getting this guy to make him a new one. That's plausible. That's plausible. Okay, who else in answer what they didn't like.
Um, yeah. I don't like the fact that the writers, they've openly said they have no history with writing any type of legal shows. And it really does show the way that they write these court scenes, and when she's in the office and stuff like that. It doesn't, like, if you go back to the Daredevil, whenever Matt Murdock was dealing with legal issues, he had clients, he was in court or what have you, that seemed legit to me. But how they're handling like the court and that what the first villain that she faced in court, I forget her name, but I mean, it was just there are so many ridiculous things in She-Hulk. I don't know. Like I said, if I would have been happy if this was just like done in 4 episodes. I think the scripts are subpar to where they should not be stretched out this long, because by the time we get to the last episode, I think they're going to be out of gas, and it's just going to be yeah, it's going to suck, I think.
Okay. Gaiskar, what didn't you like about this episode, sir?
A lot of it I didn't like, but one thing I didn't particularly like is the whole court case itself. Like, seriously, she got saved by her freaking Tinder profile.
Yep.
So Tinder basically saved her ass.
And that's funny to me.
So it's like, wow, great writing, but it's funny.
Shit.
But it goes exactly what Shaun was talking about, how the writers have no experience writing a court case, and you see it. It's very weak.
Why I won't disagree with the weakness of it. We live in a time that's the very way that you would attack that this particular case. Here's the thing about, and maybe I'll just wait till my turn to go over that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll wait, because I was going to go over that stuff.
No, but that was pretty much the few things that, like, seriously, Tinder came to the rescue.
Yeah.
But changing times.
Kind of sad, but funny.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, go ahead and go, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's sad, and very much what Shaun said, what you said, Gaiskar, is very true. It's not a matter of, they're just, the whole law and courtroom stuff is such a secondary character in this. I don't know why they call this attorney at law. They didn't have to call it attorney at law. You could have done just as much as they're doing now and just call it She-Hulk. So I don't know if there's some legal side of it that they can't call it full-on She-Hulk and it has to have something else on it to separate the character, which the character, if I remember right, she was a lawyer, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was.
so I don't know. The whole courtroom stuff is such a secondary side of this that while it's definitely not a law show, it is enough in the vein that they understand certain things. Today, you would attack this particular court case this exact way, as ridiculous as it is. If her best friend, if she wasn't a lawyer herself, which that's the part I don't like, but if she wasn't a lawyer herself and her friend, that's her assistant, was in the room with this particular lawyer, and they're going over, well, have you ever used She-Hulk in any other time other than that one time? Well, no, not really. What are you talking about? You had that Tinder account. Oh, yeah, and I went on 6 dates with that. It's exactly the way it would happen. The thing I don't like is she's supposed to be this star lawyer who was up and coming in the prosecuting attorney's office, and she's been put in the head of this superhero law division, and she doesn't think of this. Mm-hmm. This is a secondary thing. She doesn't remember the dates, or again, mental amnesia. What is this shit?
I thought it was her idea to use the Tinder.
No. Her friend, it was hers. But what I mean is it was like more like an epiphany. She should have been right on that. Her job is to be sharp and to know this stuff. That's what a lawyer is. A lawyer literally will retain or remember just about every damn thing they can. And when it's yourself and you're not remembering yourself, I don't want that person. I don't want to hire that person as a lawyer.
Yeah, because they have
She's gonna
backups
get
to backups.
every little thing. Exactly. It was an afterthought.
Mhm.
And it's like, what, you don't remember doing any of this. In fact, just earlier she was talking about how she liked being She-Hulk because, you know, it gave her the chance that she didn't have to worry about having the headphones in. It's like she remembers everything else that's great about She-Hulk, but she forgot about the fact that she dated. And the date she had where Juan came and like interrupted the thing. Those are moments that most of us are never going to forget. You're going to be like, oh, hey, remember that one time we went out and that Juan came and, you know, opened the porthole between this dimension and my room. And like, what? You don't remember this shit? So that's poor writing. The cheap, easy way out of the court case is not, because that is exactly how you would attack this type of case in a court of law. So, yeah, I don't know. The show just has no momentum. This show is not going anywhere. It's like the second they show us Daredevil's helmet or cowl, whatever you want to call it, literally that's such a tease that if they, again, I don't think it's going to pay off. This show right now could still be on episode 2 and we'd have just as much information as we have now.
Facts.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with it. Again, we've talked pacing with all of these shows, and some of them have better pacing but still have problems. Others have worse pacing but have been acceptable. This is literally the worst case scenario of pacing of all their shows because, one, they expanded how long it went,
Mhm.
and two, because they literally are not putting anything new in it. If Wong doesn't become integral to this, if Abomination or whatever the guy's name is does not
Abomination,
become,
yeah.
well, no, what I mean is the
Oh, his
human guy.
actual name, yeah.
Yeah.
Bronski.
Bronski. Thank you. Jinx. Bronski, Juan, Daredevil. If these people do not become integral parts by the end of this episode, you've got nothing. This is all just fluff and shit. And I don't speak that critically on these shows most of the time. This show just seems to have a knack for doing absolutely nothing and expecting you to like it. And that's probably the reason why I'm not a fan of this show right now, which won't be reflected in my final grade because, again, 2 seconds.
This show basically is watching paint dry is a good acronym, a good example of this. Is watching the show is like watching paint dry. Okay, some spots we see are dry, and I guess as we get excited about the ones that are wet, we're like, okay, come on, hurry up, dry.
I'd rather put together IKEA furniture.
No, there you go. or some cheap furniture from someplace else that you can't read because it's all in the Chinese cuneiform and stuff. Hey, at least that's challenging. No, but you said the paint drying. At least today, though, they give you granulate stuff that you can put in the paint that makes it dry quicker. You can't speed this show up unless you skip parts. And really, the more I watch the show, the more I'm like, I can go to the end. And I'm going to get just as much information as I watch the 30 minutes. I guess that's one thing I should say I like. I'm glad these are only 30-minute episodes. This is the only time I have actually been like, I am happy that these are 30-minute episodes with 10 minutes of, opening and 10 minutes of credits. I mean, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like. I can literally watch this show on the way to work.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, though. Oh, go ahead.
No, you good.
My thing is, though, like, you watch shows like Cobra Kai and that, you see how stories are put together. This show, there's nothing in this show that's put together like that. You know what I mean?
Nope.
It's ridiculous. It's like, come on, give us something, anything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Cobra Kai is in its 5th season, and it's still
every season was good.
Yeah, it's just as good, if not better, than season 1.
Yeah.
And they tie it together. Here's the thing. I think the key to that is, one, it launched with nostalgia. But they realized we can't only rely on nostalgia. So they did what we talk about Disney never doing, which is grab the old fans, and we will create basically Cobra Kai for everybody who's been watching it. Is two shows. It is the old school Karate Kid likers show, and it is new people coming on board that parents and other people who like the old stuff have brought into it. And
But you see, Chris, what you're saying
Go ahead.
is you hit it on. They're grabbing the old fans, but they're staying true to the characters that we know.
Yes,
And that's
And
what's
then they-
keeping the momentum going.
exactly.
But like, you
And
know,
then they build
Disney-
compelling new characters. And
Disney
that's
can't do that.
exactly. Obviously, they can't, or they don't. Maybe they not that they can't.
They can't.
They
They don't have
don't-
the writing
they-
technology, intellect to do that.
Maybe if
I honestly
they
don't
would have
believe
had the
that's the case.
rights, maybe if they would have had the rights to the Incredible Hulk all this time, and they could have made a few movies and kind of fleshed the Hulk out. You see, She-Hulk, I think, is suffering from the same thing that the Hulk is suffering from in the MCU. He's a watered down version of what he is in the comics. And I mean, if your writer room doesn't have a whole lot of experience with doing the Hulk, the only movie he was really good in was the first Avengers, in my opinion, and of course Edward Norton.
Correct. Correct.
So if your writers don't have access to make anything with the Hulk unless he is a secondary character, then I think that is going to impact She-Hulk as well, because basically a lot of the ingredients from one is the same as, with the other. So I think maybe that is part of their issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll
To
say
me-
this. Sorry, Danny. I just want to
You
say
go ahead.
that you said that they should do, like, if they had the rights, they should have done Hulk. If they were going to give us the Hulk they gave us after in Avengers, I wouldn't want to see that. I would not want to see no watered down Hulk.
Nope.
And that's the problem. Like, they're Hulks and She-Hulks. They're weak characters in this MCU stuff, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Hulk's my favorite
Well,
character, and he's weak.
I don't think it's that. And going back to kind of what Gaiskar was saying, and I'll answer Sean's thing too. I don't think that it's that they can't write compelling new characters. I don't think they care because they know that nobody's going to stop them from putting in the least amount of effort into this. There's nobody to stop them. DC hasn't come up with compelling one thing after another. It's like if DC ever gets on a roll, then I think we will start to see maybe a push to correct some of the stuff. Because to Sean's point, to Anzo's point about Hulk, it's not the actor.
No.
I don't think it's the actor. It is
It's
the
writing.
people who are behind it, and they've turned Thor, they have turned Hulk, they're on the verge, I think, of turning Doctor Strange into a comedy character.
Yep.
And not serious characters. These guys were serious characters. They dealt with real problems. That's what makes a superhero superheroes, that they deal with tougher problems than most of your everyday people but everybody can relate to those problems. Right now they're just using it as comic tropes and She-Hulk is falling into that. And yet it's a poor one because we haven't even gotten an introduction to the character properly. You got 5 minutes of a car wreck, and that's all we've gotten so far. I mean, I don't think it's that they can't write compelling new characters or anything. I just don't think they give a shit. They know people out. They know there's enough people out there that'll buy it and deal with, and they'll be fine with that.
Well, I think like possibly with these MCU shows, like some of these characters are more obscure, like She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. I think maybe they're having the same problem trying to write compelling stories for this than sort of like they did with 7, 8, and 9 of Star Wars. Because it was something brand new. Disney did not have any idea of how to tell a Star Wars story, at least to appease the fans. And I think the blueprints that Kevin Feige put out in the beginning of the MCU, he laid it out for a lot of years. So I think we're at the end of that, and so these other ancillary characters, people are just. I mean, I don't think they're really doing a whole lot of research in comic books, maybe a little bit, but the attorney at law, She-Hulk. I mean, if they would have read those comic books, this would have been completely different.
I'm going to compare this to if you're a lover of hip hop. I know me and Anzo and Gaiskar. Um, the old school hip hop to me is just superb, and I'm going to use the old school hip hop in this comparison to Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is old school. Um, they have role players. We all know that Daniel's going to be the lead, and of course, then Johnny, and then they're going to fall into whatever pecking order is, and then the same thing for the newbies. So when the old school hip hop artists, usually when they do a rap version with a young artist, it sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of this new hip hop that we see now and hearing now, like what the hell? That's what the MCU is now. It's becoming this new hip hop that we don't understand, we don't like. We know it's hip hop, but it ain't what we used to accustomed to because it just ain't sounding right. It ain't clicking right.
Yeah.
So I hope that somebody will pick up a comic book. Somebody will go back and read a graphic novel. Somebody will go back and look at the old 90s TV shows and try to recapture it. Kind of like this new group now that I'm steady pushing Coast Contra. They are reading the old hip hop raps, studying the artists, studying stuff, and their shit is hot now. So I'm hoping that same miracle that's happening in hip hop now will happen in the MCU. Somebody need to go back and read some comic books, like I think somebody said earlier. Read some graphic novels. Go back and watch some old 90s cartoons. Come up with another 10-year plan. Like I said, I think Kevin Feige 10-year plan was all it was. We have shot his load because right now it seems like something is not on sync. Something is out of sync. Something's out of whack. I don't know what it is. My theory is that Bob Chapek is kind of putting his hand on his shoulder saying, hey, you can't do this. I need you to go here. That kind of stuff. I could be wrong. That's just my belief based on things I've heard. But I don't know what it is, but I'm still going to hang in there. I'm not going to cut it off totally like hip hop for the day. I don't listen to hip hop today. There's very few songs that make it to my playlist, but I'm going to hang in there because, like I said, I want every comic book movie show to be successful. This one here is just falling so short off the mark, just ridiculous. And I'm going to echo what some of you have said. The only reason I'm hanging in there is because the roundtable, and I feel obligated to do it because I said I would do it. So I'm not going to quit in midstream when I really, really want to, but I'm not going to do it. But thank you, Kid Out, for the $4 super sticker. I can't see what the hell it is, but I sure appreciate it, brother.
What's up, K-Dot?
It's like a cup of coffee.
What's up, Mike? Thanks for stopping by.
I'm holding out for Secret Wars, even though they screwed up the scrolls in Captain Marvel. They messed those characters up.
You mean Secret Invasion?
Yeah. Secret Invasion. The trailer that just dropped.
Looks good.
It looks like Danny and I were talking briefly last night. It looks like the second Captain America in tone, with Nick Fury doing his thing, and I'm holding out hope that this is maybe back to at least somewhat of an old Marvel formula from like phase. What was that? Like phase 2 or phase 3 of the MCU? Yeah.
I think
She
that
says all this doom and gloom, and we haven't even got F4, the mutants, Magneto, Galactus, Doom, Silver, Apocalypse, Phoenix, Sinister. So many characters and stories, decades left for stories. You're true. The decades are left for story, but like tomorrow, watch my video. Like, be careful what you ask for. We asked for a bunch of content when Disney Plus was first created, but we didn't ask for. I didn't remember anybody asking for quality. So we're getting the quantity, but not the quality. So check out my video tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and segue into that. It'll be coming out at 10:45 tomorrow, so check that out. But anyway,
Nice.
you're right. I'm ready to see Doom. I hope we'll see Doom. I'm hearing whisperings that Doom will be maybe an end scene credit in Wakanda Forever. I'm ready to see that. So I agree with you,
If
Shifty. There's a lot of characters out there, and they left Sinister so many years ago in the X-Men. So I'm hoping that they'll let this X-Men die another year or two, and then if they do a Sinister story, that would be fantastic. So
So, Danny, do you
I'm
think
I'm
that
with you on
rumor
that.
is true?
What
The rumor of
about
Henry Cavill being Doctor Doom?
yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't know
just
if
say
Henry
that.
Cavill. I don't want him to be Doctor Doom.
Well, he's gonna be in the MCU. We just don't know with who.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
hearing
he's just
say
gonna have a
Captain Britain.
cameo.
I
Captain
heard
Britain, something you're
Hyperion.
saying? Yeah.
I've heard Hyperion. I've heard
Mhm.
other numerous. I don't know, but Doom. I think he's too pretty to be Doom.
Henry Cavill would be Wonder Man. Bosco, that's it.
No.
Oh God,
Wonder Man.
Yeah, Wonder
how did
Man.
he make it?
I think if anything, more be Captain Britain.
I could totally see
How
him as
did
Captain
he
Britain.
make it? How did
Yeah,
he
but the
come in at
producers-
the last minute?
Yeah, but the producers, everybody else is saying they're trying to get for him for Wonder Man, and he's actually on board for this character.
Well, it really just depends on whatever the talks with David Zaslav is. You know, I mean, the old Warner Brother regime did not want to work with Henry Cavill. Superman is like front and center on David Zaslav's priorities. So, you know, are they going to offer him if they offer, he's still young enough to where if they offer him a multi-picture deal.
Oh my God! LB say Leslie Jones will be Doctor Doom.
No, less talk,
No.
please. No.
I think what Sean's trying to say is that here's what I think. I think all this talk with the MCU, if he shows up, it's cameo because
Yep.
he's trying to parlay. Hey, I'm willing to go. I'm going. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go over there. And Discovery, like Sean said, Discovery has made no small bones about it that they want to go back to Affleck and Cavill and get back on, maybe not necessarily with Zack Snyder, but the Zack Snyder universe. They want to continue the storylines that were started over there.
Yep.
That's what they want. And this is probably this dance that Cavill's having with them. Say, hey, do you want me? You're going to have to pay and not just give me 1 or 2 films. I want 5 films or something like that.
That's the same thing that Ruffalo was doing with the Hulk character with MCU. He's like, come on, people want the Hulk character. Give me a movie. It's like, no, I don't have a movie. It'll be cameo. Yeah, same thing he's been going through.
Hasn't Marvel gotten the rights back this year, or maybe it's next year for
what?
Hulk Solo?
2024.
No,
2024.
No.
Okay.
they own it. Listen, they own the Hulk character. That's not.
Yeah,
been the problem.
I mean, like, because Paramount, isn't it Paramount that
No,
owns
Universal.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's why they can't make a solo film.
The contracts, everything gets released for Hulk, X-Men, everything in 2024. So
Cool.
So chances are the rumors that they're making the Hulk film are probably true. They're probably getting ready for pre-production. They can be in production if they say they're not going to release before 2024.
Mm-hmm.
But do we want that now? I want a Hulk film, but I don't want this Hulk film.
No. I mean, I was totally dismayed by the representation of the Hulk in Endgame. It was disgusting to me. The Incredible Hulk is a force to be reckoned with. You know, I mean, he will take everybody out and their tanks and their planes. He does not care. And I just don't see
bombs and their guns.
Yeah.
And the bombs and their guns. Zombie.
Yeah, the Mark Ruffalo, I think in the first Avengers, I think he did an adequate job taking over for Edward Norton. But the way they've written him since then, they would have to do like a serious course correction for a Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo for me to actually want to pay to go see it.
Well, they're trying to get Mark Ruffalo established in the universe with that What If episode where they replaced Norton with him. So
I would love to see. This is what I'd love to see in one of these series or Secret Invasion, something that something happens to him in his Professor Hulk form that literally wakes the Hulk up so much that it makes it impossible to have that coexist thing go on.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally where Berserk. Oh wait, no. Okay, Anza, you're more of the Hulk fan than I am. What's the one that's like really over the top?
World
Form.
Rage?
The Ultimate
Yeah,
Hulk?
thank you.
Red Hulk?
No,
No.
it's different
No.
Hulk.
No, the strongest
no,
Hulk has ever been when he was Rage. When he was Rage Hulk.
Okay, and something like that to happen.
Well,
and when it
I think he's
happens, it
stronger.
just snaps the ability to coexist.
Mm.
Because I want them to get away. Because if they do not literally kill the chance of Professor Hulk, they will always stick with Professor Hulk.
I agree.
mhm.
So they need to kill the chance of that. And the only way to do that is if the Rage Hulk
Well,
rip through
what
it
they-
and say, fuck you.
when Rage Hulk came out, what they did in the comic is they tried to separate Bruce Banner from the Hulk. And when they did that, you see, that's why when I know Danny was about to say one of those other Hulks were stronger, but no, because Bruce Banner's conscience was always there, so it was always holding him back. But when they were separated, it was just the Hulk beast, like Rage monster, and no one could stop him.
Yeah.
They had to put them back together to stop that Hulk. So if they do something like that, where maybe Bruce Banner gets tired, maybe he meets Betty, falls in love, and says, I don't want to be the Hulk anymore, like at all, and tries to separate himself from the Hulk, and that happens, they could do something like that. But
That'd
Mike
be cool.
sent a picture.
They've got to do
of,
something like that, though.
Henry Cavill as Cyclops. I'm about to show it. Looks pretty
Oh
cool.
no.
I don't hate that.
mm,
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No.
nah.
No.
Let me ask you, Danny.
I've seen worse.
Danny, last night we were talking briefly about Wolverine. Because Henry Cavill can get ripped. What about Henry Cavill's Wolverine?
I think he's too tall as Wolverine physically.
Well,
we
so
already
is Hugh
seen him as
Jackman.
Superman. I know.
Yeah,
but
that's
we,
true.
we don't. When I saw Hugh Jackman, I didn't necessarily be like, "Damn, he's tall." But when I've already seen him as Superman, I know he's 6'2",
That's true.
240, whatever he is. I don't think I can have my mind shut that off.
Associate. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves to me looks short in stature. He doesn't look like he's towering, whatever. And the way his facial features look with the mustache and stuff and the beard we've seen, they could do that little crazy hairdo like they did with Hugh Jackman. And I think to me, he could pull it off. But like we said last night, he's 50-something years old. Usually he's at around 10 years. I don't know how Keanu Reeves look at age 60-something. So they got to find somebody, like I said, that we can gravitate to, a complete nobody we never heard of before to pull off something like, because Hugh Jackman just totally knocked that apart. So I don't think Elijah Wood as Wolverine. No,
Ken Jeong.
I can't co-sign that.
No. Like if it would have, well, actually, you know what? Now, like even now, with the success of The Boys, Carl Urban, I think would be good.
He could pull it off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think if they get the guy that plays Homelander as Reverse Flash,
Yes.
I tell you, Flashpoint would be a success.
Eobard Thawne, yes, he would make a great Eobard.
It would be a success. They would gain some ground. They wouldn't catch MCU. They would gain some serious ground if they could get him as Eobard Thawne. They could get Henry Cavill signed back up. Because I would think that Black Adam is going to be good, and that's going to give Rock a little bit more firepower to go in there and say, look, I want Henry Cavill ass back. We're going to do this Superman versus Shazam. I would get rid of Levi. I can't exactly Levi. I think he's a joke. I would recast him, and I would go be put in production. That movie between Black Adam, Shazam, and Superman. I would put in production for Man of Steel 2. Let Batman do his thing. Let Patty Jenkins say, look, you get one more chance. If you fuck this third woman up like you did the second one, then your ass is out. Then I do, of course, Aquaman 2. Then I would lead up to Justice League 2. And then it would lead up to Dark Side. And I think they could do that.
Yeah.
Rumor is they took Rogue Squadron from Patty Jenkins and said it's no longer on the table.
Well, they didn't
Yeah,
take it
I've
from
seen that.
her. They just scrapped it.
They scrapped the whole idea.
No.
Microphone.
Tap.
What's
click,
ridiculous,
click.
Mike?
What I heard is that it's not so much scrapped as much as it's Patty Jenkins lost it. They took it from her, and while it's no longer in production, it is on their.
See, that doesn't make sense because Patty Jenkins, I mean, the first Wonder Woman was fantastic. I like the second one. Like, I like the superhero moments in Wonder Woman 84. The script is horrible. But some of the, like when she's flying, you know, towards the end and stuff like that, the superhero elements I thought were really, really strong. I think if you give Patty Jenkins a Henry Cavill Superman movie, I think that'd be fire.
Wasn't
I
Patty
think Patty
Jenkins
Jenkins-
originally supposed to do the Rogue Squadron?
I have no idea, but I think Patty Jenkins missed her
Yes.
opportunity. She could have saved Wonder Woman if she would have had a better fight scene between her and Cheetah. That fight
Yeah.
scene was totally crazy. It reminded
was
me
trash.
of Godzilla and King Kong because it was so dark you couldn't have anything. If she,
Yep.
if as bad as the middle part of that movie was, if she would have had a kick-ass fight scene, it would have done the same thing like Endgame. I think Anzo will agree with me. Most of us, we say we watched the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes of Endgame, fast forward to the next hour and a half, whatever, and then watch that last hour. That would have been the same thing for Wonder Woman. It could have saved it, but the fight scene was bad, and people talking about she pretty much raped Steve, whatever his name is, the guy that
Yeah.
The guy Steve. Yeah.
which
Steve
is
Body.
Wonder Woman. So I would definitely let Steve inhabit my body if I could. Gail Gadot.
For real.
Come on, that ain't nothing. That's a damn blessing. That ain't a fucking curse. But the movie was just. I mean, I can remember it well because I know I was calling Lonzo and Chris. I was working today, Christmas Day, man, trying to get back home and say, man, I'm ready to watch. First 20 minutes was fire. Then you saw that damn mall scene. I'm like, what the hell? Then she's jumping through the air, and then she lost her powers, and oh my god! So Patty Jenkins,
She never
could do
lost
better.
her powers. She just was losing her power.
Yeah, she was losing her powers pretty quickly when she was over. What was it? The Middle East.
With the rope of the kids saving on the road,
She was bleeding and all kind of stuff and shit.
Yep.
She was damn near Wonderless Woman.
Yeah, she was almost out of wonder gas. I mean, truthfully, when she was trying to like wedge herself between those. Go ahead.
If there was a man with a gun in there shooting like they did in the first part of that movie, and she tried to save him, about 10 people get killed.
Yep.
We wouldn't hear that fire music. Pop, 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 pop. We wouldn't hear that. It'd be like, oh shit.
Wonder Woman's down.
So I need a beer. Hang on.
Rogue said, I would
prefer
a Puerto Rican actress play Cecilia. It's bad enough they took American Chavez from us.
Facts.
I got a free 12-pack of beer, so I'm enjoying it today. So hey,
that's facts.
So the girl that played American Chavez was white,
Mexican. She was Mexican.
Mexican. Is she
I
supposed
thought
to
she
be
was
Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican. I thought she was Puerto Rican.
No, she was Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You can tell by when she speaks Spanish. It's
I do know that I was in the Marine Corps one time, and I had a Mexican person in there and a Puerto Rican, and them suckers did not like each other at first. It took a few months till they warm up to each other. But then once they warm up to each other, they were kind of best of friends. But that first 6 months was like,
Yeah.
like what the fuck? Thought y'all was both same side of the equator. But I guess
No,
it's
two
not.
different cultures, man. It's like somebody from the south and somebody from the north trying to get along.
Yep.
That ain't true. I get along also. He from the north. I'm from the south. Deep south.
I'm Puerto Rican. I know what it's like to get along with somebody from Mexico.
Okay. What we get? Oh, now our grades. Oh goodness, this should be fun. Oh no, Eli, since you came in late, what are your likes, dislikes, and overall thoughts on this episode?
The likes on this past. Okay, I'll try to be brief. the likes on this past episode is I like how she's actually breaking the fourth wall more and more. She's actually going into her character she was in the comic books. I like that the arguments for the law side of this show is actually far done. It's well done. It's not actually over scripted, but actually well scripted within the context of the show. That's not what I like so far. It's actually well done. It's not an action show like I said it's supposed to be. It was never advertised as an action adventure show. That's why people are upset about this. I'm like, it was a lawyer show. That's what it is going to be. That's what it has been. And people are upset about this. I'm like, it's a lawyer show. Get over it. You don't like a
This
lawyer
isn't
show?
fucking L.A. Law or fucking Law and Order. This is nothing like.
This isn't even Daredevil. I mean, like his court scenes.
Slick, Chris.
Are a lot better.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I was letting him talk because he's Shaun don't want this talking.
you're cutting out.
Go ahead and
Chris.
finish.
Yeah, that's what
Elihu.
Okay. The only thing I really didn't like about this was it was kind of obvious when they was talking in the bar about using alternate profile. I'm like immediately thinking her dating profile. 10 minutes later, they finally get the dating profile. I'm like, that was too obvious. That's the only thing I really didn't like about the show was that they lingered on the dating profile part about her accent about being She-Hulk. Like you could have led with that. Come on.
Okay.
I'm done.
Continue.
I'm done, Danny. It was an okay episode. And if you want my grade, I have to give this an episode a C, not a B, a C as in cat, because I really wasn't that impressed. It was kind of dragged on a little bit.
All right. Mr. Knight, what is your grade, sir?
My grade is a C plus because again, 2 seconds. The only thing I can hope for is that Daredevil brought into this make it better.
Flick, Chris.
That's because of that.
Your mic is going in and out.
All right. Mr. Shaun Stackhouse, what is your grade for this episode, sir?
I would probably give it a D plus. Mainly just because of the hint of Daredevil. And also I think She-Hulk is strangely more attractive with the CGI than she is when she's a lawyer. I don't know why.
Damn.
I like Jennifer. She's hot.
The actress is hot. Like when she was an Orphan Black, I think. Yeah, I mean she's a very attractive woman.
She may look attractive when she in a right fitting suit and dress and stuff. When she's in big suits, I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, Mr. Gaiskar, what is your grade, sir?
I would go D minus. D minus.
Okay, D minus. I'm gonna go before Anzo because last week we gave it a Z. I think he gave it a Z. I gave it a Z minus. I'm gonna improve that up to a Z plus. This story gets a Z plus. Okay.
Better
Mr.
than me.
Anzo.
This episode gets the finger.
Oh,
That is my grade. The finger.
Number one finger, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I'm gonna go through a few of these questions. I saw one that really intrigued me. I want to try and get back to it. Where was it?
Yeah, Robert, I agree with you. It was pretty trash.
I was like, you get better scores and stats if you play as the Warriors. Come on, Curry.
I'm not playing as any particular team.
Oh, okay.
Where is that damn question?
What the 89 Bulls? Hey.
Oh yeah, here Kavari says, have we heard that Keanu Reeves is coming back to do Constantine 2? I think
Yes.
talked about that last night.
Yep.
Yes.
I heard that. I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of that. I like the blonde-headed guy that plays Constantine now. I think he's better, more suited. The Constantine we saw 14, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I just don't think that Keanu is going to do the good job that the blonde-headed guy is doing it. So I would rather get an opportunity to I can't think of his name. I apologize.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, the current Constantine, I think should get an opportunity and not Keanu Reeves. Gaiskar, what are your thoughts on that? Your feelings.
I saw it 15 years ago. I would have to rewatch it. Wouldn't change anything for me. I wasn't a huge fan back then, so it's true.
Okay.
Give me nightmares.
Gave you nightmares.
What are your thoughts on that question?
I could care less. Didn't like fucking Constantine. I probably won't like this one. And even the guy you say that you like, I don't like him as Constantine either.
Oh man, I love him.
Nah, I don't like him.
All right, Shaun, what are your thoughts on that question?
I think the only way that this could work is if this was part of the multiverse. You know, if this is not Constantine in the Prime Universe, this is just Constantine from another Earth, that would be okay. I don't know, you know, what's going on behind the doors at DC right now, but if it is a multiverse story, they should probably wait to start announcing these things before, you know, until they get like at least Flash out to establish the multiverse. But that's the only way it makes sense to me.
Shaun, every DC project so far has been connected to the multiverse in one way or the other. Connection.
You're right. I just mean like the Flash is supposed to go through and hop into like a few different Earths, you know. So if this is you know, because Keaton is from Earth 89 and he's, you know, going to come to the Prime Earth and or at least he was. So
he is. They'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it's not like the 90s where they have one independent movie and that's it. It's now supposed to be all connected. Like, it's a classic comic book trope. DC trolled Marvel in the comics and vice versa. They're doing it right now as well again. So everything's going to be connected.
Yeah, it is. The Arrowverse is connected to the multiverse. Yeah, I don't know if Zaslav is going to keep it that way though. I don't know if he wants. He might want to separate the movie and TV again, which I think is a mistake. But we'll see.
Okay, Chris, what are your thoughts? Do you have
Constantine?
Stay as is or go back?
Guys, I gotta read for a second.
I didn't hate, Keanu's Constantine, but I think that was the early stages of comic book movies where. And I say this kind of in a weird way. I think there were things back then that they understood better.
What, Chris?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't know what Elihu is smoking.
I think it's.
Go ahead.
I think it's
Chris.
some of this stuff. So my thing here is that I think there were some things back in the 90s and those older comic book movies they understood better. Like I rewatched The Crow and then going like. No care about violence per se, a lot of that stuff, but there's something they miss. If they can kind of recapture some of those, mostly the dark and being willing to,
there you are.
Mostly the dark stuff that they're willing to, that they're literally ignoring. If they would bring more, and then change kind of the representation, like the people they're picking now and mishmash them together, I think you get a better comic book movie overall. But the old Constantine was good for then. I don't think it would work now because now we would see way too much Matrix or John Wick and it just doesn't work like that now. He has made a career out of John Wick and he has made a career out of Matrix. So that's all.
Well, keep in mind though,
that anybody would see during a new Constantine movie. So I would much rather keep it the way it was, but I didn't hate what he did.
Keep in mind, Chris, Constantine came out the same year as Batman Begins.
Yeah, I know. I'm
just
saying.
I mean, this would be like bringing Christian Bale back, you know, into the DC extended universe as Batman, and people would be like, "What the crap is going on?"
Well, that movie was shot differently too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Anzo's example of Batman. Anzo doesn't like the Batman, Robert Pattinson Batman, because he said he is grounded in real life. And he wants to see more of the comic book fantastic. I think The Matt Ryan comic book is more fantastic. We see the spells and the
Mhm.
different special effects. The old we didn't see all that. We just saw him put his arms together and stuff happen. But it was more realistic base versus fantasy base.
Yeah.
The only part of the fantasy we saw was like when he killed himself and like he was ascending into heaven, and the devil was like, nah, I ain't letting you off that easy. That was a
Yep.
little bit. That was as far as it was. This Matt Ryan Constantine, he seemed to have more magical, and you see the special effects and all the fire and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like more
British
fantastic
accents.
comic book versus the realistic base. And in this case, I'm going to have to agree with Anzo. I don't want to see a realistic base Constantine. Based on what I've seen in the animation, Constantine, the one that's blonde haired, British, he's more of a badass and more of a character I can connect to versus the Keanu Reeves interpretation of Constantine.
Mhm.
So,
I
having
think
said that,
I think since we're gonna get, I think Pierce Brosnan is going to knock Dr. Fate out of the park,
I
and so
agree. I agree.
when you establish Dr. Fate, which I mean, he's like one of the most powerful magicians in the DC universe.
Pierce
I
Brosnan.
I think they're going to have to move Constantine more towards that level. The more of a supernatural element, I think.
I got you. Chris, you say you got
Yeah.
to go. So go ahead and shout your channel before you get here, and then we get you Eli next.
Yeah. Make sure. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Real Review 3000 this week is going to be very, very busy. We have the 3 Chaos Central shows tonight. In about 45 minutes, I will be on Honstar's channel doing Jackbox Game Night, and you guys are welcome to come along. Just let me know if you need the link. Then 3 Chaos Central shows this week. Tuesday, I start the Masking the Masked Singer season. This is like my 5th season of doing it, but it's season 8 that we're doing right now. That one. Okay, hold on. I don't know why it was doing that. Anyways, we're doing season 8 starting on Tuesday. That's going to be the first episode of that, just basically discussing what's coming up, what the costumes are, stuff like that. And then on Thursday is going to be episode 1 of season 3 of The Rumble. And then next Sunday will be episode 1 of season number 4 for Name That Tune. So this week is going to be absolutely nuts and crazy. We'll see how it goes. But
Nice.
yeah, that's what's going on with me. So we're right at the point now where everything's going to just be balls to the wall next like 6 to 8 weeks. And
All right, then. All right, bro. Got you later, man. Take it easy. And now we're going to transition to Mr.
I was going to
Eli.
say really quick. Really quick, I was just going to say, if you got cocaine, send cocaine. Anything else that's an upper, mini thins, whatever. Something. Thank you.
Send him Viagra.
I don't think I can help you on that, but maybe others on the panel can.
Hey, I have cannabis infused coffee.
Oh, well, yeah.
All right. Elihu, what were your thoughts on it, bro? On
I'm sorry, what? Oh,
the Constantine question.
I do like Matt Smith's character interpretation, but the only way Keanu Reeves can actually be distinguished from John Wick is if he shaves, because people don't understand the thespian between a thespian and an actor. A thespian is somebody who actually, when you look at somebody on stage or a theater, you see a character for the actor. An actor is somebody who just reads lines and blocks. If Keanu actually does not shave and does a Constantine with his beard, yeah, people are gonna drag him as an actor. None of the actual thespian as he actually is, because when Keanu Reeves is a character, he is the character. You don't see Keanu Reeves, you see the character that he's playing. I mean, he's a great method actor, basically. But if he shaves, then yeah.
Keanu Reeves is a great method actor?
Yes, when he does his character, you know he's his character. You're not seeing it's Keanu Reeves. You're not seeing another character. You think of another character when you're watching a Keanu Reeves movie. You're not thinking of Bill and Ted when you're watching John Wick. You're thinking of, oh, this is John Wick. You're thinking of, oh, okay, this is Bill. Yeah, he actually is the character where he is. So, I mean, if he doesn't shave like he did in the last Bill and Ted movie, yeah, he's going to get confused as a John Wick wannabe. But he needs to shave to get the Constantine look back. Matt Ryan never had a beard. The cartoon, he had a little 5 o'clock fuzz, but Keanu Reeves can play the character of Constantine if they actually wants to go with the actual Constantine itself, not an off sublet of a DC wannabe, but the actual continuation of the movie itself and the actual character, not just a brand new reiteration of Constantine that he's creating, but an actual continuation of the character that he was in the first movie. Then I would be interested.
I don't know if I agree with you about Keanu Reeves because, yeah, he may change his appearance by wearing a beard, not wearing a beard, but he has some of the same inflections in his voice from different characters, same looks. He has that same pacing, same tone in his voice.
Yeah, he's monotone.
Yeah, so it sounds like I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe he can change his appearance, but his delivery, to me, I'm seeing Keanu Reeves. Got a different name, but I'm seeing Keanu Reeves. There's some actors that when you see them, you get lost because you're like, where did it? And Denzel Washington, much as I love him, sometimes Denzel is Denzel in all of his movies, but that's a bad motherfucker. I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
Now somebody different that I think that you can like gets lost in there. It's like Tom Hanks when he was
shit.
when he was on the island with himself when he was Sully.
Yeah.
He was, Forrest. I mean,
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
So he is very chameleon like. I mean, he goes in and out of it, but I don't. Okay, Mike, what is it? Constantine or Constantine? What the hell do you want to pronounce it? You get mad about pronouncing it. Constantine. Okay, let's make Mike happy and say it. Constantine. Everybody say it together. 1, 2, 3. Constantine. Are you happy now, Mike?
It's Jenna Coleman playing Constantine, okay?
Whatever. Teen Time, we know what the hell we're talking about. Matt Ryan is the best one out the two, in my opinion. And I'm sticking with that.
He is. He's a great man. He's a great Constantine.
Okay. We're going to go around the panel and let everybody shout out their channel, see what's going on. First, we're going to start with Elihu. What's going on with you, sir? In your neck of the woods.
Oh, not much. Getting ready to go to Vegas next week. Gonna have a little fun. Gonna actually get into the Grand Canyon. But before that, I'm gonna try to get a little show together on What's Up with the Universe, where I talk basic astronomy, complex astrophysics, and I'm gonna be talking about the Orion Nebula. Yes, there is much to discuss about the Orion Nebula in more than 5 minutes, so I got about a 25-minute show on that. If that happens, it'll be at 12 noon Wednesday Pacific time. Otherwise, on that channel, I have a couple of Orville tribute videos, little parodies, and I also tweet right here on Twitter. And to quote JJ, Sethor757, sometimes I tweet, sometimes I retweet. It's a lottery. Come check me out. Thanks for having me on.
All right, good deal. Shaun Stackhouse, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
I'm actually just getting back to my channel after since about January when my dad passed. So I've got some things coming up, some new segments that I'm going to be working on. So I'm going to be pretty active in the next couple of months.
All right, good deal. Gaiskar, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Nothing much. Just waiting for the new Call of Duty to drop. Start streaming some of that. Modern Warfare 2, and got our show on the Hangout Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Good deal. And last but not least, Mr. Anzo, Bigger Ford Entertainment. What's going on with you, sir?
Bigger Ford Entertainment. We got the Chaos Central shows. We got the OOC. Tournament will be back this weekend. And other than that, man, just glad to be here. Great show.
And I am the host, Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. You can find me here for 4 more weeks, 1 month. 1 month of this She-Hulk Roundtable. That is really, really, really trying my patience. But I'm going to hang in there because I'm not a quitter. Of course, tomorrow night, if my job allows me, with my show on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, would be the Cat Conversation. I already got my questions. It's going to be, would you rather this or would you rather that? I got 10 questions that I think is going to spark a good conversation. Then following that is Tuesday night on Anzo's show, which is the Chaos List. He usually have 3 fire questions and a bunch of honorable mentions. I hope that don't involve me. Would be very nice.
They always do, Danny.
Wednesday night would be the real show.
I've been
Go ahead,
slacking
Uncle.
on the honorable mentions, man, and
Are you doing a good
it's
job on that, bro?
it's
Hey,
the work vibes, bro.
hey,
You know what?
hey,
Gotta give
Anzo,
Danny an honorable mention this Tuesday. Okay,
Anzo,
come
you
on.
are doing a great job on honorable mentions. I just want to commend you, man. Fantastic. Keep up the
Yeah,
good
because there
work.
haven't been any.
I love it. I love that. I love that part of the show.
Tuesday,
Keep it
please
up.
make one for Danny. Okay.
I'm gonna have all three for Danny on Tuesday.
Thank you.
And I tried to go without a Phantom Zone, but this one is my favorite one for Elihu.
What you just said is
This
one of the most
one is just for
insanely
you,
idiotic
sir.
things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
Adoy. Adoy.
When Chillmonger sent me, I was like, yes, that has Elihu name written all over it, buddy.
Hey, come on. Oh, 2 out of 3 last Wednesday. Okay, last time I was on the preview place, man.
But next Saturday we'll be doing 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Will be the rule. Will be square one. We'll be talking NFL, NBA. This Sunday NFL games was crazy. Oh, we have stuck it up for his picks, but I'm sure we'll bounce back. And like last year, Anzo won it. But I'm going to try and do my best to make sure he does not win it this year. There will be no repeats. No repeats. Last but not least, tomorrow. I'm trying to get back into making these videos. I made one today. I had another one I made today, but I'm going to make sure it comes out tomorrow. So check it out about 10:30, 10:45. The topic is going to be what's the topic going to be? I'm getting old.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Be careful what you ask for. Yeah. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. But until then,
take
it easy.
I was just gonna say, I feel you about the videos, Danny. I gotta start doing more videos. I have one, but we'll see.
Oh yeah. Ooh, if that get released, it's gonna be
me too.
Atomic explosion. But until next time, take it easy, people. Peace.
Peace.